What's up, everyone? Today we're here again on the streets of Tel Aviv asking people what sin is and how do we know what's actually sinful. Check out what people have to say.
Something immoral.
Sin is probably to hurt other people. I don't know.
Hurting other people?
Yes.
It's maybe being unloyal.
Sin to me is something you're not feeling comfortable about.
Okay.
Like, in a morality sense way.
Sin is a trick to make people control other people.
Well, I think sin is going against your own principles.
If you do something that it's not allowed.
I think in 2022, most of our life is a big sin.
So what is sin?
That's a crazy question.
Is it?
Yeah, because each era had a different definition for sin. My definition of sin would be something immoral, meaning something which you'd be doing against somebody else when he doesn't want you to do that, or stuff which would be like immoral,
Yeah.
generally in a way.
Yeah, how do we know what's immoral?
It's like the society.
So it comes from
the society decides what is immoral and
what's
what
right
is
and wrong?
not what is right and wrong. What is moral and immoral.
I see.
If the society, here,
Yeah.
maybe it's some like the cultures here is something, but in Argentina it's something different.
So people decide what's moral and not moral.
Yeah.
So if they change their mind, then what was used to be moral now is not moral.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Because if there's a sentence from the Bible, don't do to others what is worse,
Yes.
bad for you.
Yeah.
I believe that that something is bad because it's something that you don't like that people do for yourself.
Yeah, and you think it comes from God or from the human intellect?
God.
We create it?
Yes, it's some kind of a moral that we develop with the years. I don't know.
Like a social contract?
Since the Greek ancient, when we created democracy or any kind of any kind of moral.
Yeah.
Some,
So
rules.
if one day
Rules.
something is good and then we decide that it's bad, it becomes bad?
Yeah, it's supposed to. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's painful. Maybe it's because it's make you feel bad or
Yeah.
make you sorrow.
How do you know what is sinful?
I look 2,000 years ago, how the world goes on, 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And we have less respect to the nature.
I agree.
Less respect to human.
I agree.
Less respect to animals, which have the same meaning and we have.
Yeah.
I think a human being today is very concentrated in himself.
I agree.
And the world is going to a weird place with that.
How do we know?
It's what you feel.
Okay.
It's your morals.
So if one day I decide that something is sinful, but then the next day I can decide that it's not anymore.
No, you have to believe and go by it.
Yeah?
Yeah, you have to believe yourself, trust yourself, and go by it.
Okay. So do you think sin, the concept of sin comes from people or something higher? Higher?
Yeah.
I agree.
It's your inside the compass, I think you can say.
Yeah? So what if today if I decide that hurting children is wrong, but tomorrow I decide that it's right, does it make it moral?
I think there's basics to morality.
Okay.
Things that we can all agree about that
Okay.
it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
But,
Where do you think that comes from, these basics?
Just social basics.
Yeah? Yeah, nothing higher?
There is something higher, but I don't believe it as much.
No?
In the religion kind of way.
Okay. In what way?
More of the morality, your inner compass, like I
Okay.
said.
Okay, so do you think that there is really such thing as something good or bad?
Wow, that's above my pay grade.
So like
But it's very relative.
yeah, let's
It's
say there
what-
is something that people generally think is bad, like don't murder children.
Yes, that's obviously bad.
Right.
So-
That's something that I would consider a sin.
Right.
It's not something that keeps me under control. I wouldn't do it because I feel like it's within me not to do that.
Okay.
How do we know what's bad?
Well, we have our common sense.
Okay.
We have our humanity.
Okay.
We have our conscience.
Conscience.
That differs between every person, but there is this, putting religion and sin aside, obviously there is good and bad.
Yeah.
Harming other people is bad.
Yeah. Why?
I mean, if I could say that, you know, harming people is a good thing, how would you look at me?
Well, some people, you're
How
right.
would anyone look at
Some
me?
societies say that that's okay. I mean, we're Jewish,
Yeah.
right? And we understand what it's like to be a people group that is looked at as second class,
Right.
or not even human,
Yeah.
and treated in a way that is as such.
Right.
And so we understand that our ancestors had a rough life as Jews.
Right.
Now, because a certain society agrees that that's correct, doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct or right.
That's true.
And so I appeal to something higher, that our morals have to come from outside of us,
Yeah.
from without. Otherwise, it's up to us, and if we decide one day that something is right that used to be wrong, then it's just right, even if it does hurt somebody else.
Right.
And so I appeal to something higher.
Well, it's very personal. It might be sinful for me, but not for you. So it's first of all your own, like, open book with yourself, I guess.
So it's relative.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's more like personal. What is your feeling?
Yeah, but that can change every day, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Every day, every year,
Yeah.
according to your beliefs, to your things that you are living.
Yeah. Well, that was really interesting. I think the majority of people feel that sin comes from a social contract, something that the society decides. We believe that sin is a complete transgression against God, against God's will, against God's laws. Yes, we all do it, but we have that reconciliation between God through Jesus. So if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. We'll produce more content like this. Take care and God bless you all.